Auntie Flo is coming to town. Chapter 1. She ain't even my aunt. Okay. It was one of those hot, sticky afternoons where even the air felt tired. The kind that made you sweat in places you ain't even know had sweat glands. Janiyah sat crisscross on the floor of her cousin Kiki's room, picking at the peeling nail polish on her toes while halfway watching YouTube videos that were playing on a little TV up on the dresser. Her red icy from the corner store had turned straight syrup. But Janiyah's mind wasn't on the TV, the chip polish on her toes, or the icy she had barely touched. She was too busy listening to the sounds floating in from the hallway. The house was full today, like always. She and her mama lived with her cousin, grandma, and two aunts in a house off of Raleigh Road. The house had 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and no personal space unless you counted the moments you spent in the bathroom locking yourself away for a moment of peace. It wasn't much, but it was home. Kiki was stretched out on the bed behind her, slouched into a wall of pillows, scrolling through TikTok with her phone in her face. But something was off. She wasn't laugh out loud Kiki today. She was quiet Kiki, the one who stayed low when something wasn't right. That's when it happened. Auntie Flo done came to town. Someone whispered from the kitchen, loud enough for everyone to hear, but soft enough to pretend like they wasn't trying to make it a thing. That was Aunt Tasha's voice. Maybe Aunt V's too. Probably sitting at the kitchen table with their Arnold Palmers and Newports, gossiping like they ain't have no other job but to be all up in everybody else's business. Janiyah froze. Wait, who's Auntie Flo? She sat there dead confused. She'd been to every cookout, funeral, and baby shower in the family, and never once heard anybody say a word about her Aunt Flo until today. She turned to Kiki. Her cousin was sitting stiff as a statue now, hands gripping her phone so tight it looked like she was gonna crush it. Then the voices kept coming, clear as day. She a woman now. Better keep her from around them little fast boys down the street. Lord, she about to be out here smelling herself. Laughter followed. Not the kind that said joy, more like the kind where the conversation wasn't funny, but they ain't know what else to do but laugh. Janiyah didn't get it. Like, what did all of this even mean? And she was still stuck on Auntie Flo. Was she staying the night or what? Suddenly, the bedroom door creaked open, and in walked Janiyah's mama, hair wrapped in a scarf, Walmart name tag still clinging to her blue polo. She looked tired. Always did. She handed Kiki a plastic grocery bag and said in that low, don't ask no questions voice, here, some pads. Just stick one in your panties like I showed you. And don't be sitting on the couch in them little shorts no more. You leaking now. Kiki didn't say a word, just nodded and grabbed the bag with shaky hands. Janiyah's mama turned and walked out, like it was just another Tuesday. But Janiyah sat there, mind racing. Pads, leaking, stick what? Well, what's even happening right now? She opened her mouth to ask, but then stopped herself, just like always. You didn't ask questions in her family, not about stuff like this. Her whole family was built on secrets, not the kind you plan to keep, but the kind no one knew how to talk about. Asking questions made things uncomfortable. It meant pulling back covers folks didn't want to see under. So everybody just went along, pretended to understand, laughed when they were supposed to, nodded like they got it, even when they didn't. Janiyah glanced back at Kiki. She was trying to play it cool, but Janiyah saw the look in her eyes, the anxiety, the confusion. Whatever was going on, it was clear that Kiki wasn't ready for it. Later that night, after the house finally quieted down, Janiyah lay awake, staring at the ceiling. The box fan hummed steady in the window, but even that couldn't quiet her thoughts. She rolled over, grabbed her cracked iPad from under the mattress, and typed into Google the only thing that made sense. What is Auntie Flo? The first result made her stomach turn. Slang for menstruation, a girl's monthly period. Wait, that's it? Janiyah whispered, staring at the screen. She looked over at her mama, who was snoring on the other side of the room that they shared, and wondered, why didn't she ever tell me about this? She'd never had the talk, not about periods, not about bodies, not about anything, really. Maybe her mama thought it'd just happen one day and she'd figure it out, just like Kiki. But something about today didn't sit right with Janiyah. The way Kiki looked, like something had got taken instead of given. The way the grown folks was treating it like a curse, like it was something to hide, something to be ashamed of. It just didn't feel right. She didn't know what it was yet, but something deep in her gut told her, this ain't how it's supposed to be. That's chapter 1, y'all.
Gotta keep on rising again and again.